Hello everyone and welcome to another three.js video. In this one we will create some HTML text which always follows a 3D model. As you can see, this is a regular HTML div with some text and with some CSS styling. The box always follows the 3D model when the model is moving and when I am moving the camera as well. This is useful for creating things like a stat screen for characters or a health bar or a damage number or whatever. And you can do this with any HTML element. For example, with buttons, with icons, and so on. And the trick is to have a point in the 3D scene and then project it onto the camera and then translate the position on the camera to an absolute position on the browser viewport. And the viewport position is then used as the absolute position of the HTML element. So let's try it out. Okay, I have prepared a scene with a 3D model and a camera with orbit controls. So here we are going to add the text box and attach it to the position of the 3D model. First, let's check out the HTML part of the application. So go to the index.html file. So in the body there is only the JavaScript part and we can check the elements of our running application. And we see that, that we have a canvas, and this canvas is used by the three.js renderer to display the 3D scene. And now what we're gonna do is just simply add a div element in the body with some text. So let's do something like this and add some text. So we have a div here with some text, and let's add a ID to that div so we can find it in the JavaScript code later. Something like that. And while we are at it, we should add some styling to the text box. So let's add a CSS class. So like that, and I'm gonna paste some CSS code here. And some things here in the CSS styling are very important. So at first the position is set to absolute position. And you might know that already, but I explain it anyway. And the absolute position means that an HTML element can be placed at any position on the viewport. And there's also the z-index. And the z-index is some kind of overlap order. So elements with higher z-index overlap other elements with lower z-index. And you see that this text box is placed on top of the canvas. And there's some other styling like the border, the background color, the font, and some alignment of the elements within the text box. And now we are done with the HTML and CSS code part. Now we need to attach the absolute position of the text box to the position of the 3D model. So let's go back to the JavaScript code and implement the position projection. At first I have to get the div element, so I am going to get the element by ID. And I'm gonna get it by using document get element by ID and paste the ID of the div element here. And after that I'm going to get the canvas element. And I'm gonna do this by using document query selector and put canvas as a selector. So now I have the div stored as a variable and the canvas stored in a variable. I need to have the canvas because I need to know its width and height. These values are important to translate to the browser window position. Also, I define a vector3 variable, which I will use for the projection calculation. and I name it, for example, box position. And then I go to the game loop function, which is executed every frame. I need to do the projection every frame because the model and the camera will be moving. So in here, at first I check if the model has been loaded. And in that case, I'm going to set the vector3 variable values to the position values of the model. So let's say box position set from matrix position. And in here I'm gonna put the model matrix world. This vector variable contains the position of the model. Then on the vector3 variable, I am calling the project method. And this method requires the camera as an input parameter. And this is the part which projects the model position onto the camera screen. Now the x and y parts of the vector3 variable contain the normalized x and y positions on the camera screen. The origin of the normalized position is on the center of the camera, but the origin of the browser window is on the top left corner. So here we need to do some math to translate from the normalized positions to the absolute browser window positions. At first, let's calculate the half width and the half height of the canvas. So let's add some more variables here. Var width half, and it is equals to canvas width over 2, and height half is canvas height over 2. And then let's change the x value of the vector3 variable. So let's say box position dot x equals to box position dot x times width half plus width half. And this moves the x origin to the left side of the canvas. And then let's change the y value of the vector3 variable. So let's say box position dot y equals to box position dot y times height half plus height half, and negate it. And this moves the y-axis origin to the top, and it is negated because the positive y-axis within the browser is pointing downwards. At last we need to change the absolute position of the text box. So let's access the text box and access its style attributes. And then let's set the top value, and the top value equals to box position y value, and this is gonna be pixels. And also the same for the style attribute left, and it is equal to box position x value, and this is also gonna be pixels. And now this text box is attached to the model position, so let's move the camera around. There is one more thing which I would like to optimize. It might be the case that the canvas is not full screen. For example, there is a margin around the canvas, or there are other HTML elements taking space within the browser window. And for that, let me get the bounding client rectangle of the canvas. So for that, I define another variable, var rect, and it's equals to canvas get bounding client rectangle. And that rectangle contains the absolute position of the canvas. So for the x value, I add the rectangle left value. And for the y value, I add the rectangle top value. So let's test this stuff for a bit. At first, let's move the camera around. Then let's try to resize the canvas window. And you see the text box is always at the position of the model. And this here works only if we have a resize handler like I have implemented here. And I have also added an HTML element above the canvas. So that way I can check if the canvas offset is working properly. Okay, I want to add one last improvement. You see that the box here is always below the model. And that is because the model position is right here. However, I want to have the box placed right next to the model, on the right side. And for that, I need to calculate an offset vector. And this offset vector is relative to the camera position. So I need to calculate a direction vector from the camera to the model. And then I rotate the vector by 90 degrees on the y-axis, so it always points to the right side of the camera. And then I simply add it as an offset to the model position. So at first, let me add a variable called box position offset of type vector3. And then I add a constant vector called y-axis, and it always points upwards. And then in the animation loop, copy the model position to the offset vector. So this line is basically the same as this line here. Only I do it on the box offset position. And then I subtract the camera position. And then I normalize the vector so it has the length of 1. And then I rotate that offset vector by 90 degrees counterclockwise around the y-axis. And then change the length of the vector to something like this. And after that, let's change the y value of the vector to something like this. And at last, we add this vector to the box position vector after the box position was set to the model position. And now there you go. The box is right there where I want it to be. Alright, we are officially done with this video, so the rest is up to you. Customize the content of the text box as you wish. So, thanks for watching and have a nice day.